Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here, putting my faith in humanity again as I do another unboxing. Oh, that's heavy. That's good. Maybe. We'll see. Today I'm doing the unboxing for the first of 3 or 4 of the Ninja Turtle crates. Mine finally came in. I know a lot of people have been getting theirs. I saw some of the pictures. But yeah, I'm excited for this. If you did not see my last unboxing where I totally got screwed over with the My Hero Plus Ultra crate that they gave, I won't ask you guys to watch it. It's a horrible crate. I spent like almost $200 or something on just poo-poo water. It was depressing. It was a good I basically was just depressed for like 20 or 40 minutes. I don't even remember. It was a long video. That's how upset I was. But anyway, we'll get into this. I know it'll be good. At least one of the items for sure. My shades from Lootcrate, actually. This shirt I got from Ripped Apparel, so you might be able to find it. Sometimes they have old prints on there, sometimes they don't. My Ninja Turtle stuff. My favorite Super Nintendo game of all time, TMNT 4. It's so bright. TMNT 4, Turtles in Time. Had to put my slip cover. I was like, get out of here, Double Dragon 5. Or whatever other game I had it. I think it was Double Dragon 5. So obviously that needs to be protected. This right here, the little pizza thing, that is the album, the vinyl album for the TMNT 4 soundtrack. It is amazing. It's like my favorite video game soundtrack from my favorite Super Nintendo game. So I had to pick that up. It's on IM8-bit. I don't think it's sold out. So if you're interested, you can pick that up still, I believe. So sorry if you can't. But yeah, I had to put my Ninja Turtle stuff in there. I have some old toys, probably just in a bag somewhere. But we're going to get into this, see what we got. I know one of the items, because it was like the first item that they pretty much showed off when they first like brought this out. So this, for anyone who didn't know this as well, this is like the first specialty crate that I believe was made after the NECA thing happened. So like my hero crate that I got, sadly, I paid for it after all the, the resurgence and the comeback and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, because it was a crate that was in process before the collapse and then, resurgence with NECA and, that amazing combination that I think we're about to check out in this. Sadly, that was still, garbage loot crate where it was just like, all right, here's, give us all this money and then we'll give you, like I said, just garbage. I spent like an extra $75 on that jacket and that will haunt me forever because it is crap. Ooh. Oh, no, that's a bag. Okay, I was like, ooh, 2 shirts. So this first one, if I'm not mistaken, is actually based on the comic book. So there we are with the shirt. I'm surprised it's a white shirt. I can't remember the last time I saw them do a white shirt. Especially, this is actually a really plain shirt for Loot Crate. So that's interesting. But it's TCRI, Company Picnic, Northampton, 84. So I do believe that references the movie. No, the movies didn't come out that early. They didn't come out in 84. Yeah, so TCR, I don't know what the 84 reference is exactly, unless that was the year the actual comic came out, which is totally possible. This one is based off of the comic. I believe the next one is based off the arcade. So, of course, you will be seeing the games right up here again. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then I think the third one is going to be based on the cartoon. So we also have a bag here, also for the company picnic. So we have the black on white with the shirt, and then the white on black with the tote bag here. So that's just okay. I don't really like that too much. Even as a Ninja Turtle shirt, it's just like, oh yeah, TCRI, that's cool. But it's such a plain shirt. Like if it was like green or something else, and like the middle was, I mean, it's based off the comic. So I think everything being black and white, that's probably why it has that aesthetic to it. But if it was like green or something, that would have been way cooler. We have some card that may or may not have, maybe it's like a TCRI ID card. I'm sure we'll be able to figure that out with the little booklet in here. We have, okay, this isn't too shabby. I don't mind this one at all. I'm not a big coffee dude, but I don't mind having like a decent size container. Same thing, TCRI, Company Picnic. So this whole thing seems to be revolved around the Company Picnic idea. So that's cool. It's the one with the little, the little lever on it and stuff. So not too shabby. Not too shabby at all, actually. And I don't think I have a single one of those actually. So that could really come in handy for me personally. And then I get to be a nerd about it and have TCRI. Oh, okay. So here's something that we have with the Fugitoid, who admittedly I only know because of the 2012 Nickelodeon cartoon. So you have the Fugitoid, although you can tell that that's definitely like, oh, you can't tell anything with this giant blazing light. So hopefully you can see, there it is. You see that little bit of yellow in there. So that's the Fugitoid. I like it. It's a decent sized double pin, vertical, of course. So that's not too shabby. We have something, oh, okay, what in the world? I think this, hold on a sec. Okay, yeah, that sticks. All right. Ta-da! Figured it out. So it's like your badge holder ID, but this also is sticky. So I think you could have it as like almost a cosplay thing, where it like you put it on like a scientist outfit or something, because it's, you know, it's TCRI. So you have that and it's like boom. It's rubber, so it's actually hard to get a card out of rubber. But you know, boom, here's my alien ID sort of deal. There's no reason to put that back in there, but that's interesting. That's just a really weird one. I'm like, oh, okay, that's just really interesting. I totally forgot to put my phone utterly on silent. We have Chet's Toys. You know, I'll get you, little kitty. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. We've got like an image of. I would assume this has to be Leonardo because he's wearing a blue cap and a blue scarf, and I am not familiar at all with Chet's Toys, but that's pretty cool. I do like it though. If I can get my, yeah, there we go. Not that way, but that way. That's pretty cool. And then it just says Chet's Toys on the back. The only Chet that I know is Chet from Weird Science. That's the only Chet that I ever know. So that's always funny to me. Then I think we have our final item, which is the big item that I knew. But I'll wait for that. Oh, we got one little thing here, and this will just go over all of our stuff. So we'll wait for that. So yes, the final piece of the puzzle here. And it looks amazing, and it has items, and it's freaking amazing. Yeah, there we go. I was waiting for that one. It's Shredder. It's Comic Shredder. And I was so excited for this. This is the one thing. It was seeing this, and I was like, okay, it's Lootcrate. I don't know, you know, like, do I trust them? Do I not trust them? And then it was like, but they're in conjunction with NECA now. And I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, the regular crates might be a bit better. And then this was like, it's just, you get a straight up NECA figure. I think maybe we get one per box. That might not be true, so don't quote me on that. I think you can still get the other crates as well. So if you're interested, if you like this one, I think you can still pick those up, so you can, I guess, check the website. I guess I'll put a link in the description. I think I have one of those things. Like if you use mine, you save a couple bucks, I save a few bucks. Not that I'm gonna buy anything from them ever again, but you can use that and still save you a few bucks. But yeah, Shredder. So that is freaking, I actually love this box. Just the fact that it's black with, I don't know how well the reflection is for you guys, because there it is. My phone sucks, so if I move around, it's like in slow motion. It's like way behind, so I have to like wait for this to catch. Like it's just frozen on me. So I love the look of this, like the black with the silver. I like the style of Shredder himself, and I'm totally taking this out. Like my plan, when I saw the figure, I was like, I have to get pictures of this thing. So I'm definitely taking this out. I tend not to leave any of my figures in the box anyway. Like I get my figures to actually pose them. I don't have money like that to be buying, you know, like 3 copies of everything. So I'm not like, all right, one for me, one to keep sealed, one to sell. I don't have money like that. You know, that's Comic-Con money, and I don't have that. Ooh, this is cool. Okay, so he's got 2 pairs of hands. That is very interesting. I don't particularly understand why, because it looks like the hands are all the same. Oh, no, I see. Okay, so the little hands that are here are actually like open so that he can have like his weapons in them and stuff like that. Because I was like, the hands look exactly the same. At first I thought it was that he didn't have blades on some of the hands and he did have blades on the 2 hands that you can swap in. But he can hold, or he can just, you know, have his clenched fist and get ready to punch. These things are sometimes the bane of my existence. Almost hit myself in the face with that, but that is okay. So we have Shredder, we have a super cool blue shade look. I thought he looked darker based on the image I saw. I'm surprised he's actually so light blue. I thought he was going to be a much darker shade, but I'm okay with that. And I love the comic book design that they have for him. It kind of reminds me of, I have some of those, well, I only have one, but I have like the Dragon Ball Z, it's like Grandista Presto, I think, figures, and they literally look like, the figures look like the anime, so it's actually cool. They're called like the manga version, so you can look them up. They just recently put out a base Goku that looks so good, but I always wanted the Super Saiyan Goku because I have Super Saiyan Vegeta, and I always wanted one of each, but that Super Saiyan Goku now is pretty old, and I wish I bought it back when it would only cost like 50 or 60 bucks because they don't make them, so you know how that goes with nerdy collectibles. They get a little expensive, but I settled for my Super Saiyan Vegeta because Vegeta's cooler anyway. And I got Goku because I bought the collector's edition of Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That's great. That's actually kind of hard to see in my with my carpet color. So I'm gonna be a little careful with that one. I like that. I like that it actually does like pull, and I think it's actually rope, but it's so this might be plastic actually. Just bendable plastic, but it feel I think it's plastic because when I do it this way, that's when you can tell like how stiff it is. It's not actually rope, but it does, if you pull it, it's good enough to be like, okay, yeah, it's a replacement for rope. So that is interesting. But so far, I like this, even though this is taking forever because of all the little bits and bobs. But I definitely knew that this was the main thing that was going to make me get this crate. And I ended up getting all three. So I bought the little collection deal where it was like, if you get all of them, you also get a bonus NECA figure at the very end, which I do believe is, a lot of people theorize it's probably going to be Bunny Suit Rocksteady, because I think Bunny Suit Bebop is going to be in the very last crate, and so a lot of people theorize it's probably going to be Bunny Suit Rocksteady, and that way you just have both for the pair, and that makes perfect sense, but we shall see. I know in the next one, they did put another hint out on the website. I won't say what it is in case you guys want to be completely surprised in whatever we get from the next crate, but I saw like a glimpse. I didn't want to, but I was doing something. I think I was checking because it's Lootcrate, so I was like, when am I gonna get that freaking Ninja Turtles crate? So I think I went on to actually check the shipment dates, and then I was like, ah, crap! I saw a little figure spoiler, but it looked cool, so I'm excited for another new figure. So the blades are very soft rubber, so that's nice. So you can mess around with them and not be super concerned that they're gonna like snap off or anything. You're still good to go. So I definitely love that. And if I can get this last super sick weapon out, because when I saw this on probably Facebook, I thought it was so cool. Because so this is actually very solid. So be careful with this one if you end up picking this up or if you end up getting the figure later. This right here is totally solid, but I love it. It's got the chain. Shredder looks sweet. Got the blue and the black, looking good. Decent posability as well. So let's see. All right, his arms move a little bit. They don't move out. That would have been cool, especially because he has the guards here. It would have been perfect if they had it where his arms just moved out a little bit because he literally has the space. So it feels weird that you can't move the arms out, but that's okay. The heads, nothing special, just left, right. Can do a full 360. Got a little twist at the top of the bicep, and then of course right at the natural curve at the elbow it bends. The hands look like they have, they have the little not ball joints, but they can do that, but I think mine's a little stiff, so I have to work with it a bit. And obviously you can just swap these bad boys right out. Yeah, I assume they move, but mine all feel like really stiff. So I might watch some of the YouTube videos just as a precaution, but you can clearly see that they have it there. So they can move, but because I like just opened this thing, that was the wrong hand. I'm really scared and I don't want to break it right off the top and just be sad today. So I'm already tired. I helped my friend move today. So I'm like, the last thing I want is for anything to go wrong. I just want to enjoy this crate. This is good. Oh, okay. I always love a figure that moves at the feet. And he's got the little toe deal too. It's like the tiniest bit. I mean, it's never that crazy, but he's got the little toe deal. Oh, this is good. He's got 360 on the ankle, bend at the knee. Sadly, no twist at the knee. Not that you would need that because that would be ridiculous. Let's see what we got in the middle. Little up and down action, but no tilt left or right, and that seems a little odd. It looks like he should be. There it is. Yeah, it's just stiff. Boom. Robo Shredder if you like. I like this. This is very cool. And then we got his weapons, of course. Longbow. Just super cool. That's not the open one. And then I always freaking forget what the heck the name of these things is called. I forget every time. And I want to say Kurosai is the name of these. And that could, that could be wrong. I don't know if I remember. I never do. But that's cool. Oh, that's not very... Yeah. His hand is not exactly closed on that one. So I don't know if the grip is different on these two. No, it's the same. So might have to work with that a little bit. But that definitely just was like... Bloop, and it just dropped right through. So maybe that's just mine. Maybe you guys won't have that problem. But good figure nonetheless. We will get through this card and I will free you all from my ramblings. So of course we have the everything says exclusive, by the way, which it's always funny. It's like all exclusive. None of this is the, there's always that one item in the Loot Crate where it's like, most is exclusive, and then there's that one thing where it's like, oh, that's cool, and you can technically buy it anywhere. Everything exclusive. So we have the exclusive TCRI t-shirt, exclusive TCRI travel cup, the exclusive Chet's Toys keychain, the TCRI tote bag, Fugitoid pin, TCRI ID card, which is totally what that is. It would have been cool. They should have put, oh no, well, they still could have done it. They could have put, like, Baxter Stockman on here, even though TCRI is technically, like, the Krang and, it's all of them. Like, he still gets, all the villains end up working together when it comes to Ninja Turtles. So if, like, Baxter Stockman was on the TCRI badge, I'd be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because they're always working together anyway. Although I guess it depends what version you're looking at. I mean, if you're looking at, like the old 80s cartoon where he got turned, it was the Fly, but Ninja Turtles. He was super cool in that too. He was actually like insanely hardcore, and they had to blast him into another dimension because he was beating everybody. I always thought that was cool. It was like one of the episodes I had on videotape. I only had like one cassette for the old 80s cartoon, and it was the sewer episode. If you ever played TMNT 4, the sewer surfing thing where it's like the orange, they look like xenomorphs. Like that's what they are. They're orange xenomorphs. And in the cartoon, they come out of pizza. They were like, the eggs look like meatballs, and when you heat them up, they grow. And Irma, who is April's friend, who's like never in anything else, but she was in like the 2012 show. She had the pizza, and she was flipping out and stuff because she doesn't really know about the turtles, but sometimes she runs into them, and I think eventually, she gets to just learn about them. But I had that episode, and then the Baxter Stockman episode where he like turned into the Fly. And that was a good I always thought that was such a great episode just because it was like, seeing it at, older, like the older I got, the more I realized I was like, he was super cool in that. And he was so hardcore. It was the episode where the heroes and the villains, they kind of teamed up. Shredder was still kind of doing his own thing, and it was just like, they just tricked him and just zapped him and blasted him into another dimension. And it was super effed up, but it was always a good episode. So there's a random ramble for you guys. Old TMNT show. Aside from the theme song, which is obviously perfection, the show is actually pretty sweet. It's got some good stuff. So, ID card, Fugitoid pin, Mirage Shredder. So cool. And then the TCRI card holder. So you got that. Still feels weird. Still weird that it's rubbery, and also the fact that you could glue it onto something, because how long is that really going to last, Like, it could be pretty strong, but let's see. Oh, that's the strong stick. So, take that as you will. So that is the first crate of the Ninja Turtles. There's nothing in here, by the way, that's kind of sad. But at the same time, it's always just like a cool image, so it's not that big of a deal that it's an empty blank one. That was redundant, but empty/blank. But I really do love this. I have to be so careful with this arrow because if it falls in the carpet, it's not that bad. It's actually darker. It's darker than my carpet, but it's still so thin. It's so thin. I actually kind of like that idea, that concept of it being so thin. So that's pretty cool. Longbow is nice. It even has like the little marks. I don't know how well that'll show up. Yeah, you can see the little marks there. The way he looks, like I said, it reminds me of my DBZ thing where like you can tell the way that they specified it for like the strokes and everything. It looks like a drawing. I love figures like that, and Shredder is amazing. So it's super cool. It's weird that he's blue because 80s cartoon and everything. Everything beyond is like you see Shredder. You think purple. Blue is my favorite color though. So in no way, shape, or form am I upset about this. And of course, it's that whole shadow element. So it makes sense to not have the purple version because it's based on the comics. Like I'm sure we'll get some image of purple Shredder Because that's pretty much his color scheme. Like ever since the 80s cartoon, purple Shredder was the thing. The Turtles, obviously having the different color headbands, that didn't exist until the cartoon actually came out. For anyone who didn't know that, you probably know that if you're watching this, but if you didn't, there's another random fact I know about Ninja Turtles. Well, yeah, these are good. Oh, all of these are just soft. Shredder's also based on a cheese grater, so there you go. Tons of random facts. Like Ninja Turtles is so good, and it was made as like basically fan fiction. For anyone who didn't know, TCRI, the company that makes the ooze that created the Turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady, all the mutants and everything, the mutagen is what they call it. That ooze is supposed to be the same stuff that blinded Daredevil in Marvel Comics. Like, that was the joke that they made. Like, that stuff that blinded Matt Murdock as a kid fell into the sewers. It fell on the Turtles, and that's how we got the Ninja Turtles. That's why we have the Foot Clan, because it is a reference to Daredevil and the Hand, which is a giant group of ninjas. And instead of the Hand, they just said it's the Foot. That's how Ninja Turtles came about. A bunch of nerds made fan fiction, and then we have Ninja Turtles. So there you go. It's also how 50 Shades of Grey came out. It wasn't for Ninja Turtles, obviously. It was for, what was that? Twilight. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is Twilight fan fiction. If you didn't know that, now you know. I like this crate. I thought it was really cool. I was expecting this, so admittedly, like, this alone, I'm going to get some cool pictures and I'm going to have some good fun with that because it just looks sick. So I already knew that was coming. I knew that was going to be cool. Everything else, admittedly, is just kind of okay. Like, the shirt and, well, the travel cup I actually enjoy because I don't have, like, I genuinely do not have one at all. So it's actually kind of cool, and it's not, like, a cheap one. It's, like, this is, like, just holding it, I'm like, this feels like really good quality. So I oddly enough, even though I will probably never use this, oddly enough, I still really enjoy that they put this in. Also, it's not a mug. I hate when Lootcrate sends mugs. That is like my least favorite thing. I don't use mugs at all. I would definitely use this before I ever used a mug. I hate mugs, and plus they do, excuse me, it's either the heat changing ones, which are cool, or the ones that I really hate are the face mugs, because then it's like, well, I have to go through all these crazy crevices and stuff to clean them. So no mugs. It can be travel mugs forever, and I'll be fine with our travel cups. That I just prefer it, or the cups that have the straws in them. That would be cool. I'd be fine with that too. But this is cool. Shredder's amazing. The pin is actually pretty sick, and plus it's well, obviously everything's based on comics, so it's old school Future Toy, so that's pretty cool. I don't have any familiarity with Chet's toys, but I do like the image, and it's pretty cool with Leo. Even though it totally looks like Raph, I mean, he's also got like insanely sharp teeth. It's weird. But he's got the cat, and I guess that's a toy. I would assume that that's him with a toy freaking out a cat, so it probably is Raph, even though he's wearing blue. That's probably a Raph thing, because that's kind of dickish, just because. And that's Raph. That's what he does. I don't mind the card. It's just a card. It's not even like a thick card or anything where it's like, oh, it's like a thick, it's a plastic card that, like, if I had this in my wallet, I could pull it out and be like, oh crap, that's not right. That's my nerd thing. It's really flimsy. It's nice paper, and that's really it. So I would have loved if it was like an official ID sort of thing. Like I said, even if it was like all the fake language and everything, all the Krang stuff, and it was just like, boom, Baxter Stockman. I would have loved that, because it would have had, another character in there. And I'm pretty sure Baxter was in the comics. I don't know if he was in the original Mirage comics. I don't know the specifics of that, like which characters are introduced in the show and stuff like that. But I believe he was in there, but I could be super wrong. So that could be why. But either way, I like this crate. I don't think it's super spectacular, if I'm being totally honest. Like I said, the shirt is very plain. It's the black and white, so I get it with the comic and stuff like that. Same as this, that's why it's plain. It doesn't even say Ninja Turtles. It just says TCRI. So that's one of those cool nerd things where it's like, if you know TCRI, then it's Ninja Turtles. Obviously, the figure was the number one thing, and like I said, I knew this was coming. I don't remember the cost of the crate. It was probably their normal thing where it's like 20 something or whatever. Close to 30, with the shipping and everything. I'm in Michigan, so they ship, from California, so for me it's a little bit more. But I love it. I still think it's a good crate, and I think this, admittedly, is probably worth it because it's a NECA figure. I think they genuinely are, or the crates, I believe, are like in the $25 range, and that's without a doubt what NECA charges for their stuff. Oh, he's got like got some leg stuff going. It looks like he has a ball joint. Yeah, his leg does come out a little bit to the side, yet his arms don't. That's very weird. It's so weird. It just feels wrong. Like it's just, there's literally just open space where it's like, you just pop it right open up to there. It makes sense. Maybe it's there and I just don't know. I watched another YouTube video about that because I'm not gonna, try to force his arm up and then it's just like, boom, I broke it. I'm like, one arm shredder. Super cool, I bet. Still badass. But I like the crate. I think it's pretty cool. I like the little travel mug. The figure obviously is the number one thing. The shirt's fine. It's just a plain shirt. I'm sure in the next couple of crates, I'll love the shirt way more. It was just, with it going off of the comics, it's just a lot simpler. I'm sure, the cartoon one's probably going to be really silly, and then they're going to do the video game one, which I really hope, like, it could literally just be a cover of, the Turtles in Time thing, and I'll lose my mind. So the shirt's just fine. I like the travel mug. The keychain I'll never use. I never use any keychain though, so that's nothing against Chet's Toys. I never end up using the keychains. But overall, I do like it. I don't do ratings for my stuff. I don't know, I was about to do that, and then I'm like, I've never done that before in my life. Like, here's a number out of 10 or 5 or a trillion. I like it though. If you like Ninja Turtles, I think you'll like this, specifically because the Shredder figure, without a doubt, is worth at least most of the money. Like, most of what you would spend, this figure is worth it alone. And then you get a really, like, I know these go for a pretty penny. I don't drink them, but I know everything's overpriced in life. So I know those cost a little bit of money, a decent amount. So you definitely get your money's worth. So I'd say it's worth it because the figure alone is amazing. And then everything else is either okay or at least cool. And cool, that's kind of, there's my ranking. Okay, cool, amazing. Shredder's amazing. This is cool. And the shirt I consider to be cool. Everything else is okay. The Fugitoid pin, if you really like Fugitoid, then that's probably really cool to you. The fact that they really put that in there. I don't think anyone's going to care much about this card. This very flimsy, like, I just wish it was like a legit card. That would just give it a bit more weight. Like a novelty card where it's like I said, Baxter Stockman or Krang. I mean, just put Krang on it. I mean, that wouldn't even make sense, but it would also make it a cool card. So there's that. But I do like the crate overall. I would love to know your thoughts on it. How you guys would have kind of rotated some of the items around. Would you have made a different figure? Would you have preferred if it was one of the Turtles? Maybe Master Splinter? I know they had a crate before this, and it was like their crowdfunded thing, and they did have a NECA. I think it was like a glow-in-the-dark Master Splinter figure that came with that one, so you can find old videos of that. But love the Shredder figure. Like I said, everything else I think is pretty cool. I don't think there's much that I would really change. I actually prefer to have it be a Shredder figure because I've had, who knows how many Ninja Turtles toys. Probably only like that one set from the 90s or the early 2000s cartoon because I had like the whole sewer set with that one. So I probably only ever had those toys, admittedly. But I'd prefer it was Shredder compared to one of the Turtles because then, you might not get your favorite turtle. Mine has always been Donatello. For some reason, I just always liked the bow staff. He was the smart one. I was like, I like the bow staff back in the day. It was before the Katana thing really came into play. And now I realize it's weird that I don't like Leo more than everyone else because blue is my favorite color. And he uses, they're technically Wakazashis. But I should still like him the most. But I just don't. I don't and I never will. I never will. That's just a Leo thing. I won't like him. Nothing against him. I just won't like him the most, ever. But I would love to know what you guys thought about this crate, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. If you guys are going to end up getting the next crate, I would love to know what you're looking forward to getting the most out of the, the cartoon one and the arcade one. What do you guys expect to get out of that? What figures do you think we'll end up getting? Like I said, there is a hint to, I believe, the next one. I don't know. I don't remember if it was for the cartoon one, but I would assume it is because that's the second crate. There's this bug. There's always this bug, like, every time I start doing videos, there's one bug, and I swear, it's been surviving for days. Every time I do a gaming video, I'm like, that bug is on my TV. But I can't just, like, reach out and get it. But I would love to know what you guys are looking forward to getting from the cartoon crate, as well as the arcade crate. What figures you guys want to see, what you think we might get, specifically for the gaming one, since the cartoon one, they kind of showed that hint already. Although I am looking forward to that because it looked really cool. That little glimpse that I got, I didn't see like all the details, but I saw enough to be like, I want that figure, so I'm excited for that. Not sure when that's coming out either, but this one actually came. So now we're officially in it. This one came out. Eventually it'll happen. We'll get the next one, but looking forward to that. Like I said, we'd love to know what you guys thought about this one, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.